Shirt show. All right, let's go.
Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Shirt, man! All right! Episode 176 of Shirt Show. We're talking with Andrew from Blackout Screen Printing in Colorado. Let's go!
Dude, I feel like it's been forever and I miss you hard.
I get that a lot.
Has it been I think this is the longest we've gone without talking. Maybe.
It could be. How long has it been? It's only been a week, right?
I was thinking it was like a day.
Ages. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it might have been the last podcast, honestly, which is pitiful and that's unacceptable. How was Comic-Con?
I go tomorrow.
Oh, well then how is Comic-Con going to be? Predict the future.
It's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be great.
Why did I think it was already? You told me you had a hotel and you were going there and stuff.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to go after work and drive up, and me and the kids are going to stay in a hotel. And then Friday we get up and go to Comic-Con, Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday I'm going to show them around the city and get some bagels and whatnot, and then drive home.
Have you been abducted by aliens? Because number one, you don't have a hat on. And so something's wrong. That's all I need to know. Like, you have been abducted.
Yes,
there we go.
There. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little grumpy today.
I'm a little emo. So this may be perfect.
It's going to be a sad episode.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so.
I mean, yeah. So why are you grumpy?
Just life, and also just I feel like work stuff's been a little wonky lately with new hires and shop changes and new equipment and all those things happening when you're busy and trying to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me want to close my eyes.
Well, you can call me. Then I'll cheer you up or maybe not. I'm a little melancholy. So don't call me. Yeah, don't call me to help you out.
I'm better now. I'm excited for the episode. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm good. And just before this, I was like,
Mm-hmm. Joe and I's anniversary was yesterday. Wedding anniversary.
Wow. Nice. How many?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I know now it was 8 years, but somebody asked me that. Like, I know the date. That's easy. 10/10. That's why I got married on October 10th. Because you're like, hey, when's our anniversary? Well, it's 10/10. I can't forget that. The year I have trouble with, though. Is that bad?
No.
Yeah, because I don't think it matters. As long as you remember the day, then
none of it matters. None of it matters.
Oh, it matters. No, it does. It's the best day of my life, Dylan.
Yeah, you just gotta live 1 minute at a time. And
I like that.
The past doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing matters.
Yeah, I've really come to terms with that, and I do a lot better. I think that if you do have that philosophy or something close to that, of course, things do matter. But I mean, I understand where you're going with that, and it's way less like, don't sweat the small stuff or even the moderate size stuff. Maybe not even the big stuff. That's
funny. Someone kind of put my life into perspective a little bit the other day, where we were having a conversation, and they're like, oh, you don't watch sports? And I was like, no, like literally zero. Like, I don't think I've even watched an entire football, like NFL game or anything, even the Super Bowl. Like, I don't really care at all. And they were like, wow, you're so disconnected with that kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, it's just not my thing. And then we got talking about other stuff. And they're like, you don't watch the news? I'm like, no, like not at all. Like, I literally have zero idea what's going on. Like, I was told the other day there's like a new fucking war happening or something. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm zero idea. Like, and I'm fucking cool with that. Like, I don't want to know all these current events. I don't want to know the news. I just want to live in my bubble, and I want to like just exist. I don't care. I mean, I don't want to say I don't care, but like,
You
I really
totally
don't.
care.
Like, if I'm totally honest, like, I just don't.
I think that
want to know.
I think here is maybe how I feel about it. I deleted all of the news apps off my phone. You know, I used to have news apps. I would follow shit. You know, this is going back a few years. And I deleted them because we were bombarded with information all day long that's mostly negative. And
it's all negative bullshit. All of it.
And while some of it is very important, and I understand that, I think that if we all focused on our community, like our small group of friends in our community, it would be not only way better for our mental health, but way more effective in like accomplishing our goals, like in helping.
Let's get deep. Hey, let's get deep on this. I fucking believe so strongly in that. It's just like, I don't know. It's one of those like stay in your lane, kind of like do what you can actually. It's the reason why I despise when people talk about politics and religion. Is it's like you don't fucking know. Like you don't know the answer. You don't know what's happening in the White House. You don't know any of this shit.
It's all lies.
You're just
you
bitching.
know, here's my thing. Joanne told me this just the other day. Is that she was having a conversation with somebody, and they said that, and they're not from America. They were from somewhere else, and they say, you know, we don't watch the news where we're from because it's all lies, like it's propaganda. And so they were surprised by how many Americans watch the news, because they're like, why are you watching that? And not to say that all our news are lies, but it's just a lot of it is, you know, or if it's not a lie, it's a bias. It's somebody else's perspective on something.
It's somebody's opinion. And then all the people out there get so riled up over it. If you constantly just keep saying there's an issue, there's an issue, there's an issue, everyone believes there's an issue. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I made the first chili of the season.
Wow.
On Monday. What's today? On Sunday. Yeah.
I actually was thinking about making a white chicken chili and bringing it.
So that's what we're going to make next, because we had chili, you know, we had the normal chili with tomatoes, you know, 3 days in a row. We're like, okay, we can't do this again for a little bit just because we had it so many times in a row. So we're going to, and Joanne's like, hey, would you make your white chili next, your white bean chili next? Because do you put in your recipe, do you put a brick of cream cheese?
I've never made it.
Oh, well, I have a recipe. I've got a good recipe you would enjoy.
All right.
Do you like cream cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, it's like, I got one for you. You're going to love it.
Okay. Thanks, bro.
It's less soupy. Like don't have to make it like it's going to be thick. Like you like it.
I like, 3 C's thick.
That's what my recipe is, exactly that. Yeah.
Perfect. Exactly.
What else is going on? You guys, so you're busy. You said there's just a lot going on.
We're busy. We're in the middle of trying to hire for the office and for the shop. So I think Sarah's literally doing an interview right now.
Okay.
We have 2 trial people in the office right now.
2 at the same time?
Or in the shop right now. Yeah. 2. Okay.
Like at the dryer or press assist?
Yeah, both. Exactly. And then it's just, like I said, if I'm honest, it's the mix of switching to the laser, and it's kind of like, all right, well, it's just things are different. They're not bad, they're just different. So it's like we're trying to like juggle that and figure that out, and like emulsions and everything else. And it's like
emotions.
Emotions with emulsion. But no, everything's good. It's just new. You know what I mean? And introducing new things when you're in the middle of production is difficult.
Yeah. Sometimes when things are off, we blame other things, or we try to connect like, hey, what's going on? But I think I know what it is. I think the root of it is that we haven't talked for a week. You know, if you really analyze this, that's what it's going to be. And so I think we should talk more. I don't like it when we don't talk for a week. And I know we both were busy. We're busy here at the shop too. Like, so it bipped. I told you, I don't know, it was last episode or the episode before, whatever.
Yeah.
We unsurged, so we surged and then we unsurged. And now it half surged, I would call it. Not full.
A half surge?
Half. Yeah, half
you
surge.
You have a halfie then.
I have a halfie.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there's plenty to print. It feels good, but guess what? Guess what happened?
Chicken butt. What?
Guess what happened yesterday? Nope. Monday. I'm getting my days all confused, but on Monday, go to expose the screen. Nada.
The light in your exposure unit take a shit?
Yep. And you don't know that right away. You don't know that it's the bulb, but we traced it back.
Did you have an extra
multimeter? No, because here's why. And that's a good question. That's a good backup, right? To have a backup bulb. But here's the thing, like you take a light bulb and you put it on a shelf for 2 years. What happens to it?
It sits there.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a battery. It can expire.
Really?
And so, yeah, we used to have one. So like we did that before years ago. We said, okay, we've got to have a backup bulb. And we had one sit. And then we went to plug it in and no dice. And so I think anyway, what we did was we ordered, we overnighted one. It came in. Kyle and Alex.
Was it easy to change or was it a huge pain?
Yeah, it's easy. No. It's really easy. I mean, 15-minute or under.
Yeah. Hey, that reminds me. Have you, I don't want to hijack your story, but like, have you ever changed out your Unico
Scoops? Yeah. You mean because they got a scratch or a nick?
Not even a nick, like worn down. The round side on our coders are like squared off. Kevin was like, Kevin was here the other day. And he's like, someone's fucking with you. Like someone had to have filed these down. I was like, dude, why would anybody do that? Like nobody's messed with these. But then you look at it and you're like, yeah, it's fucking straight up like flat.
You can sand them like what, I don't know if you've done that before.
These were not sanded. I'm just saying that like they were, I think like 7 or 8 years of use.
Wow.
They just are like flat on one side. So I ordered new ones. So I didn't know, like I've never had to do that. So I didn't know if like you had that. You're like, oh yeah, we change ours every 5 years or something.
No, I would say we haven't changed ours ever. Maybe once we ordered one because it got so nicked that we couldn't sand it. You know how you can get different grits and then finally get it to where it's
which is funny too, because I only needed one because we had an extra and M&R was like, you have to buy them in a set.
Huh.
And I was like,
okay.
So like,
maybe I don't remember. Maybe we did. I just don't remember.
Anyway, that was something that came up the other day and I was like, oh shit. So I ordered new ones to get everything back to where it needed to be. But I just thought that was funny. I was like, that's something I didn't expect at all.
Have you gotten them in yet?
No, I actually just got the email for like the authorization from M&R this morning to send them out.
Okay. Curious what that does to your EOM. Like I bet you everything changes,
Well, we checked our EOM when Kevin was here and everything looked good. Like everything's been fine. It's just
but now it's going to be different.
Coder, right. It's going to be a little bit different. Well, we have our own meter, so we'll check it when it comes in. But
yeah, because you are a stud. Like, of course you have your own meter.
Yeah, exactly.
A stud meter, stud finder meter. That's all I've got. My bulb, that was it. Like it went out and we got it. It came in and we installed it. And then Kyle said he made like 115 screens or something. And I tried to. So on Monday when it wasn't working, I was like, fuck, what, move. And I took a screen that was waxed and took it outside, in the sun. And I got my iPhone out. I'm like, should take about 4 minutes. Like I was just guessing. And I leaned it against some car in the back parking lot. You know how there's cars back there from the repair fixer guy. Yeah. And then I took it over to her. Yeah, it was a Mercedes, actually. And then I took it inside and put it in our developer, and it didn't work almost. And so I took it over to the power washer and it was like, and then it almost was going to work. But then it started to bust, like blast out some of the lines. And so I was an idiot because the car was white. And so light was coming and the wax it was all good. It was getting behind.
Yeah, you had refraction. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, here's next screen. Give me one more shot. Next screen. We're just going to cover up the back.
You just set on the ground.
Set it on the ground. Well, it was in the morning. The sun wasn't above. It was coming from the side.
You don't think it would have been enough UV just straight down?
Maybe. Well, straight down. No, not straight down. It was coming. It would have been at a big angle.
Okay. Whatever.
Anyway, check. Are we recording this motherfucker? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I don't even care. Who cares? Fuck.
You look fucking awesome.
Nobody wants to hear us anyway.
That is right. It all starts with the screen. And whether it's new stretches or restretches, Frank and his team do it the best. To find out more, go to where? Where are we going?
GraphicScreenFashion.com.
That's right. And or
GreatFuckingScreens.com.
Nope, you skipped one. You skipped it.
Or FFFFFrank.com.
That's right. Uh-oh, we're out of sync here. It's been a minute, so let's get back in.
I have a whole fresh palette to send back for restretch.
Already sent mine. I'm ahead of you. He's got it.
When did you send it?
Fuck. I mean, I don't know. Last week, it was on a...
Okay, well, I got to hurry up and send mine in and call him and see if he can do mine before he does yours.
He's not going to answer your phone call. He won't answer it.
No, I have to do it.
Cleaning screens is no fun, but EasyWay makes it way more funner. Their line of eco-friendly chemicals will make reclaiming screens a whole lot easier. Check them out at easyway.com. EasyWay.
It's the easiest way.
Mm-hmm. There, we're back on track.
It's the best stuff there is. Just go get it.
If you or your art department could use some love, then you need to go to 1-900-HotStuff.com and get in touch with Nick or Lucas at Graphics Source and let them run your art department so you can focus on running your
life.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's our best. That's your best yet. You fucking nailed it. Have you heard from those guys? I haven't heard from those guys in a minute. What are they?
Nick or Lucas?
All I got was a text of our...
Nick's is texting us I was going to say, Nick's texting us where this hat is going around the world. Yeah,
the hat will be on a beach, mostly on beaches.
I've been, the funny thing is I have a couple customers that are how do I put this? They have their own printing business, but they don't actually do any printing and they send it to us to do. And I was just they're like, oh, I get my steps done at this random person or this random person and this, and then they send it to us. And I'm just like, you need to just get a hold of Nick. You need something like Graphic Source to just keep it all in one place. That way, when we get artwork, it's all the same. It's all the same mock-ups. It's all the same notes. This willy-nilly random people on the internet that say they can do steps, and then it's not good. So I put him in contact with Nick, and Nick took care of him. So hoping it works out because it'll be sweet for me. Beautiful. Yeah, I love hearing that. Easy peasy, I think they say. So choosing the right emulsion for your shop is complicated, and that's why we love Chromoline. Go to chromoline.com and watch Kev's vids or contact him on Instagram at The Emulsion Guru and get the answers you need fast with love and furious. I miss Kevin. I think that's why I'm grumpy and sad, is because I'm just cold turkey Kevin. Don't try and project or divert from me. Don't make me feel... I told you I was emo, and now you're telling me you miss somebody else. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, next we have Howard, Custom Transfers. If you are not using DTF or screen printing transfers in your shop, you're doing it all wrong. We have partnered with Howard Custom Transfers to get you the transfer you need fast. Check them out at howardct.com. We got a text from Candy, I think it was yesterday, and she's like, hey, we got this
somebody, signed up for an account, opened an account with me, and they said, they have a question on there like, why, how did you hear about us or whatever? And they said,
Show made me do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is, good. You're welcome.
Mm.
Now you have the best.
Yeah. That's how we do it here. The best. Got the best frames. We got the best chems. We got the best art. We got the best emotion and emulsion, and we got the best transfers.
Only the best, baby.
Yeah. I don't know.
We don't fuck around. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm in a mood.
Our guest is here.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. You ready? Are you stretched it out?
I'm so ready. I got my iced tea. My phone is ringing. I got to walk in today. I ate healthy breakfast.
You say your phone is ringing?
Yeah, it's currently ringing.
Oh, don't.
I'm not going to pick it up. I'm all locked in on you, baby.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Who do we got today, bud?
All right, little D. Today we have got Andrew.
Came in hot.
From Blackout Screen Printing.
Oh my God. Hi.
Hey.
What's up, dude?
I started fucking with the background and I am in trouble.
You got that perfect Wayne's World background?
Yeah, I was trying to not have that.
Well, it worked.
Let me see here.
So.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Delaware is better.
Okay.
There you go. Even better. You look comfy now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Here, come on, do this. Let's see if we can get it. We'll get it all synced up.
Yeah, hands behind the head.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's perfect.
My contacts are in. I have holographic glasses.
I'm a little offended you didn't choose my background, honestly.
I knew there were times when you guys walked away. So like when that guy had the gun or what the fuck ever, I just couldn't remember the episode. I couldn't remember the episode. So I had to the first one I found was like fucking screenshot.
What was that, Justin? That was Justin's episode, wasn't it? Justin Lawrence, where you got the gun out?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you're saying that I heard the explosion or whatever.
Yeah, and you ran out the back, and
yeah,
that's the only time I could remember, and then I found it.
Dude, the ET statue back there is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's on loan from my buddy Gord.
I love it.
Yeah. So how are you guys? I'm sorry I did that. I actually didn't know. I thought that'd be funny to see. Pretend I was stupid about it. Because why not? It's only t-shirts, man. It's only t-shirts.
It's only t-shirts, dude.
T-shirts.
Me and Andy decided already that we're in a mood today. We're both sad. He's emo and I'm just grumpy. So you have to carry this entire episode.
I'm California sober.
What does that mean?
That means I'm just smoking weed.
Okay, good.
So anyway,
how's it going? How's the shop today?
Pretty good. I'm glad it wasn't 2 days ago because everything's run on hoses for like the Hydro booth area, right? I'm still old school. I don't have all that fancy tech. And that just decided to be the day that the fittings and the hoses were just going to take a dumper. So water on the floor, trips to Home Depot, refitting hoses, just, stupid shit. And I'm glad that wasn't today.
Yeah.
So that I didn't have to work on that today.
That's something that is 100% a constant thorn in my side is an air leak or a water leak in the shop somewhere.
Absolutely.
Like nothing. We never have, like we were just talking about this yesterday, how like when we shut everything down in the shop, like we hear hissing from somewhere, like the press is hissing or the reclaims hissing or whatever. And it's like, we shut all the air compressors off every night. So when we get in the morning, like everything's out of air. All the choppers are down. Like, whatever. I'm learning, as we all are, most things, like how to do most things in life from, reels. And I saw this reel the other day, and this guy had a hose, and he had the threads on the hose, and he was putting Teflon tape on it. And in the past, I've always taken my Teflon tape flat, and just wrapped it around. But he took it and he twisted it.
You got to go the right. Oh, yeah.
Well, for one, you have to go the right direction because otherwise.
No, you twist it.
Mm-hmm. But he twisted it into like a rope and then fed it through the threads first, like the valleys of the threads, and then flattened it and then did the flat part. Is that how you do it? Because I've never done it like that.
That's how you would do it. So because that's where the sealing happens, right? Is inside those threads. Right. It's not those little it's not those tiny parts. And so if you fill that void, then it's going to close indefinitely, right? I'm a super mechanical. I'm a super mechanical head dude. So like,
I will help do construction. Like I'm totally cool with like building things on my own, but plumbing and electrical, I will not do.
Sign me up.
I will not do plumbing or electrical. It's not.
I don't like electrical.
Things are going to leak.
Or you die. I
would rather die and be shocked than to do plumbing. Because I always have a water leak somehow.
Yeah.
You know what's my arch nemesis with plumbing is hooking the hose up to the air or to the fucking pressure washer. Always leaks.
Do that Teflon trick and it won't.
Yeah. I'm going to have to now, apparently.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, it works good. I have a lot of stuff that leaks, and that's how we fix it. Or like you can, it's not really the best. You can use pipe dope. So like when I did the airline, when you're doing gas line, you just basically clog the seal and send it, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, for real.
It's only t-shirts.
So anyway, you had that issue a couple of days, but you're good now?
Oh yeah, that was just to send someone to Home Depot with the credit card and buy the parts and then put it back together. So I went to 10,000 years ago. I went to college for auto mechanics, and so I basically fix everything. As soon as it breaks, we'll fix it because I don't like paying people to fix stuff. If $700 is what it's going to cost me to pay someone to fix it, if I can do it in $300 in tools, then guess what? I own that new tool.
That is true. That was the best part about building things here is I ended up with a ton more tools, but I also realized how much time it took. To redo this office took me like a year. And it was like, if I paid somebody, it would have been done in a week. But DIY.
Absolutely. And I'm in the same boat. I was going to make some like off wall, like screen racks for big poster frames, just like, in a corner, some little strips of wood. And it was just like, fuck it. I just need to buy the steel and, just
do it right.
Right. Just sometimes it can't be cheap about it anymore. I mean,
so you said forever ago you did, what were you saying? Auto mechanics or something? Or?
Yeah. That's what I went to college for. So
how did you end up here?
Well, you guys called me.
Well, other than that,
I'm just fucking around. Okay. So Jesus, 10,000 years ago. So I was 17 years, real short story, 17 years old. I was working at a shopping mall at the pretzel factory. Good old pretzel factory.
Like Auntie Anne?
And it was actually a pretzel maker, but yeah.
You just made that sound so much fancier than it is.
What is it? How do you say it?
Did you go to Auntie Anne's?
Auntie Anne's.
It's fucking Auntie Anne's, dude.
Yeah, right. Don't try and church it up, dirt.
Yeah. I went and got a pretzel the other day at Auntie Anne's, and it was the like ambiance and Auntie Anne's. Yeah. All right.
So what it was is I worked in the shopping mall at the pretzel factory, and then this dude had a cart. They have a little cart set up in the shopping mall, and he did one-off embroidery. He had these little one-head machines, and I was like, well, I'd rather do that because guess who isn't a screen printer and never was in a band. So I wanted to embroider stuff for my band, right? And so I started doing that, and then wanted to work at a t-shirt shop. And so I kept calling places, and then one day, it was right after 9/11. One day they called and they were like, "Hey, we need help catching the dryer." The classic last minute, I need help catching the dryer. So I show up, I turn up, and then catch the dryer. And then the next week, I'm putting sleeves on the shit for the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And it was just the weirdest time when I go back and think about it. Because that was, again, when I was 17, 18 years old. And I'm 40 years old now. So that was a long fucking time ago. I mean, there's 2 lives ago. In all of that, I decided that I needed to go to college and figure out what the hell I was actually going to do with my life, because surely I wasn't going to print t-shirts forever. Here I am. Went to auto school, got a bachelor's degree in fixing cars, realized I liked doing it too much as for fun, and I didn't want to kind of ruin the passion of it. Wanted to still be able to play and have fun at home, work on cars, do things like that. Plus, at that time, I was I was 21, managing production at a shop that did a bunch of gymnastic stuff and kids sports stuff.
So you were still there during school?
Yeah, so I was doing night school. And so all the dudes in night school already changed oil and stuff all day long. And I was printing T-shirts all day long. And so it was this kind of weird dynamic, but everybody was crotchety and grouchy and whatever, because it's fucking night school. Everybody's there till 11, then has to be up at 6 to go to work. And, you're just grinding through it, like just whatever. And starting out, I was making more money managing production when I graduated high school than I would, or not high school, college, than I would have been going and starting like doing tire and oil and shit like that.
Right.
And so basically I couldn't afford to step backward to go into auto industry, and then realize, no, I didn't really want to. I liked the skills that I learned, but I didn't want to have trashed hands from printing, or from auto mechanics. Now I have them from printing. But like, it was just a weird career change. And so then I managed production at the shop for years and years. And then 2007, 8, whenever that whole economic thing happened, a guy I worked for, we did a lot of work for cities at that point, and kids clubs, gymnastics and shit like that. And everything was on 30, 60-day terms, because they take them, they'd sell them, or they distribute it to their employees, and the city cut a check or whatever. Well, when the government collapses, guess who's the last person to get paid? The T-shirt guy. Right. Yeah. And so at that point, being in Denver, we had a place that, I don't know if it was Cayman or if it was Imprints Wholesale at that point, but it might have been Cayman. But there's a distributor that was up on the other side of town that was in town. And at that point, the guy owed them like $90K, dude. And then he still had liens on presses. He had one of those big old gray Ray Paul dryers, that before M&R bought into him and started making those Sprint 2000s. Like, he had one of those, and he had next level shit for the time. And then it all just got took away because he owed, and then his accounts receivable was $120,000, and the cities and governments, nobody was paying him. It was a push, so he had to go out. So, long story short, he was an older guy. He couldn't get everything together, and so we did some work. I ended up getting some of the equipment from him for basically working for him for 8 weeks, and that's how I started. And then I stuffed it all in a little 2.5 car garage, and stupid me, I had an inline number machine at that time too. And I had
one of those.
I still have it.
Yeah. That's a nightmare, because if you're like for changing colors and stuff, it's just,
fuck
awful.
that.
Yeah.
You use a whole can of screen opener, plus you use about half a pint of press wash.
The only way I got around it was we switched to only offering like black or white, and then I bought an extra screen or something like that, and then I was like, let's get rid of this. Like, why are we even doing this? But back to this accounts receivable thing, I'm curious. Sure. So, I would say a month ago we lost our biggest account, and that was a pretty significant blow, and to try and fill that void, like that's saying when a door closes, another one opens. And so it actually did. Right. And we have this opportunity right now to print for a pretty kick-ass new client. And we've been going back and forth, and we have like all these pending orders. And the first order, the initial order, is going to be around 30K. All right. And it's going to be an ongoing thing, because it's merch for a television show, and they are the merch provider, right? And so we're going to print all this stuff ongoing. Sure. And we've kind of worked through pricing and everything, and so we just get this email that says, "Hey, is it a couple things? Is that the best you can do on pricing, and also, and you provide terms?" So initial order, we've never done business. They're not, we don't know. And we can vet them and say, okay, well, we're going to need some credit references, whatever. But are we supposed to, and what would you do in the situation? They're not going to be as large as this large customer we lost, but it's going to be something, right? It's going to be part of it. But here we are now, and we have to provide term. We don't have to. We have a phone call scheduled later today, but what would you do in this situation? Because you want, to start filling that void with other clients, but how bad do you want and how much are you willing to risk and say, okay, well, yeah, we're going to do terms and also we're going to tighten up this pricing just a little bit. I mean, what do you do?
Do you see my text message?
What's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong yet.
Oh.
I want you to read it because I know you didn't want to say who it was on the show.
Yeah, it is.
We're doing the same thing. We're quoting the same job.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh no. Hey, me too. No, that's funny. Good for you guys.
It's not.
No, it's not. But so what I would do is, but if you know that's the power.
Your description was very close to what I am doing the same thing. I have a meeting at around 1 o'clock. I'm supposed to call her.
That's fucking crazy.
And she said the same thing. She said, can you do better on pricing and like all this other stuff? So like literally exactly what you said is exactly what I'm supposed to be calling her with today.
That sucks that you're not going to get this job, Dylan. But anyway,
now I have to undercut the shit out of it just so I can take it from Andy.
Oh shit. Well, I was, when you're doing this and you're not sure if they're getting multiple quotes and you're like, hey, we were recommended, and wouldn't it be like they like us because of our quality and service and they're just trying to get pricing, and now all of a sudden you hear, and you always in your back of your head, like, hey, maybe it's being quoted out and we have to do a little bit better. We want to make everything easy.
Funny. It's super funny too, because I had the exact same vibes from her that like, but it seemed so casual in conversation that it was like she wasn't looking around because she was just like, oh, I was hoping the price would be this. And, what's the price for folding and bagging and like all this other stuff. And
we did that one too.
Right. And I did the whole thing. And she's like, oh, I was hoping the all in price included folding and bagging and like all this other stuff. And I was just like, but the funniest part of it is I told her something that I like not learned, but like picked up from the show was like, I'm willing to do better on pricing if you're willing to do better on turnaround. We talked about that before. Like, don't just give up pricing for no reason. Like, it needs to be a give and a take.
Turnaround.
Remember
you mean
how we said that before?
What do you mean?
No, just like the turnaround in general. Like, I don't want her to, I don't want her to give me all this stuff and then be like, I need it in like a week. So I was like, if you're willing to do better on like turnaround for all these orders, then I'm willing to do better on pricing.
Dylan, we've never gone head to head on a quote before. You know what we should do is split it.
You should work together. Together on it. No, for real life. If they're getting 3 bids, which most people do, hey, everybody out there, if you have the same scenario, hit these guys up. The 3 of you can work together, and guess what? Instead of a $2 shirt, now you can all get a $2.25 shirt.
We price fix
nobody's going to do.
Right.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's where this industry fucks up, is because everybody's going to cut each other down.
It'd be amazing if we were the only 2 people that were quoting this, and we should just jack our prices up and have them both be the same.
Right.
I wonder if.
Remember how last week or like 2 episodes ago, I said I had this big embroidery job that I wanted someone to do, and I was going to send, that was this job because they had the PDF of all the apparel, and then they had the PDF of all these hats with all these locations and everything. And that's why I was like, I don't want to handle all that.
Also, I'm super stoked to do this particular show. Like it would be fun.
I was too.
And so, but I'm wondering if they, if they contacted us because of this, you know what I mean? And they're like, what?
I
don't they think that
did
we talk? I mean, that's so weird. I haven't been working personally on this quote. I've been looped in a little bit. Megan is handling.
I've been personally handling it. I stayed late the other night doing all the quoting. Like I was here for like hours putting it together.
That's incredible. What are we going to do? All right. We'll have to talk about this after because
so stupid.
That blows. So, go ahead.
The answer that I was going to have before we found out you guys are going to end up kicking each other's asses one of these days. What I would tell them, Andy, is I would tell them that if they want terms, then they're going to pay. You're going to pay. If you want terms, you pay what I want. Right. If you want me to do it for your rate, write me a check. Put that shit in my hand, bud. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amicable, right? Like you get
that
what
sounds fair, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean, some people don't do that, but that's what I tell them. I don't. And so from back to the 120 grand in receivables and 90 something in owed, to this day, I still don't have accounts with any of the warehouses. I don't have credit accounts, dude. I buy everything on a credit card. I get 15-month no interest cards so I can float them and have the same terms. When somebody's late and giving me payment and I have to float it, I never have to talk to Karen upstairs in accounting to release jobs. Because I don't know if you've ever worked at a place or been in a place like that. Like, that's the worst. All you want to do is order some shit from Denko or something, and like they're like, nah, man, you got to talk to homegirl and pay some shit before you can buy some shit, and that's sloppy business. You can't do that. It's not worth it. So if my client can't pay me, how do I know they have the money to do it too? Because I'm not a fucking bank.
Well, I'm guessing that they're buying. It's not like it's on demand printing for the fulfillment for this merch. They're pre-buying all of this merch. They're gonna store it at a 3PL,
Gotcha.
and then so like they're out that money, right? And so she's trying to buy herself a month or whatever, right? While she sells through some of that inventory. Maybe she sells through half. I don't know, in a month. I don't know what they're going to sell through, but she's trying to buy a little time, obviously.
Right.
And we're supposed to be the bank on that.
Right.
And so,
Isn't that fun how that always happens?
Yeah.
It's always fun how that happens to us.
But you have to decide.
You get to finance this, right? You do.
You have to decide if it's worth it, because another one of my questions here in a minute, I was listening to this podcast and this guy is phenomenal. I highly recommend this podcast. It's on My First Million, who Steven from Campus Inc. turned me on to this podcast. Not this episode, but the whole podcast in general. And this episode is Jesse Itzner, I think is his name. But he founded a bunch of companies, and he was talking about how do you provide more value than your customer is expecting? And also, like, the second part to that, are you providing more value than your competition? And so, like, what sets you apart? And one of the things he was describing is that he founded Marquis Jet. And so it was like a kind of like, not that you have your own private jet, and not that you even, not like NetJet where you're buying very expensive memberships that cost millions, but just hours. And so he would say, hey, I'm going to sell 25 hours a year of private jet flying. And he went and did that and was really successful. And a lot of his first customers, he would go like beyond expectations. And so let's say, Andrew, you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to buy into this. And you did. And you were flying to Mexico, and then, he would go and arrange like things in Mexico. Like he would email you and say, hey, here, by the way, here's, a couple of emergency numbers in case you need them to a hospital. And I went ahead and made reservations every night while you're there at a place to eat. And you don't have to use them, but just in case you're there and you can't get a meal or whatever, I've reserved these spots. And so he went like and did these extra things. And I was just curious, like, do you do that often? And also, this is one of those instances, like, okay, yeah, maybe you provide, because we're trying to fill a void of a customer we lost. Maybe we do say yes to terms and also lowering the price. And I don't want to be in that situation, because I want to say, because we rarely, shouldn't say never, but we rarely come off our pricing. But in this instance, they're going to be like a regular account, right? And they're going to be placing orders, and it's something we want. And it just happens that the timing wise, we lost a customer, now we can gain one. And so, like, when do you go beyond expectations of, like, not only the customer, but your competitors? And so you have to pick and choose, I guess. I don't know.
It's true. That's very true. That's why this business is weird. It's almost about who you know and how you interact with them, because at the end of the day, like you said, you're partnering together, right?
What do you mean? Like with this customer? Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's not like they're walking off the street and you're making them a burger and kicking them down the road. I mean, you guys are kind of, if they succeed, you succeed. And if shit goes south, well, shit just went south for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the weird thing about this business too, especially when you start floating stuff for people.
Yeah, we rarely float anything. I think our clientele is all pay up front. And
Right.
funny thing is, I have a customer that I've been working with for probably 15 years now, that he's in a situation where he hired somebody to basically, like, he's done the sales for forever, like the artwork, the sales, whatever. We do a ton of business together every year. Last year, he hired somebody like, okay, this is going to be my first employee, whatever. And then an employee kind of dropped the ball, and he's back to where he's like, I just can't trust anybody. I need to do this myself, or not at all, or whatever. And I'm like, well, you can't not do it at all. Like, we've done like millions of dollars over the years, like together. Like, we have to figure something out. Yeah. And he was like, well, what if I just like become kind of like an employee to you, and you pay me like a commission or something? And basically I was just like, well, I don't know how exactly we do that, because most of his customers, he floats on terms. And I'm like, I don't do that at all. Like, I get payment all up front. And he's like, well, most of my stuff is schools and whatever. I'm like, well, I think we have to figure something out to where you can do this on your end again, and we just do what we're doing, because I don't want to float all that money for you. Like, nor
should we have to. I mean, that's right. One of those whack ass things that print shops do, is we end up becoming banks for people. And it's like, that's where all the cash flow issues that, come in, and Mark talks about that a whole bunch, right? Like, you start floating too much cash for people, there's nothing for you, right? Like, how the fuck is that sustainable? Because it's not, unless you have great credit terms or something that's not costing you money, like promotional credit cards or something that's actually doing things for you. Like, it actually might be costing you fucking money to float them. Yep. And stress, and the act of having to rob Peter to pay Paul to keep it going, right?
That's the worst part. That's by far the worst part.
What's that thing in that movie? I don't even remember. Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, basically that.
Right?
So
I think
back to this. Go ahead, Amy. Let you finish it.
To finish this off, I think it's a mix. I think that you have to decide, for customers, walk-in customers, customers emailing us, like first-time customers or phone calls or that kind of stuff, it's payment in full. And before we start your order, there's no relationship there. But then also, we have a license with a college in our city, and they pay on terms, but they always pay, and so are you okay with, and I think it kind of comes back to that, is like, if we're going to provide terms, our pricing is a little bit higher, and so if we're floating it for 30 days, we have to have it make sense. And so I think I don't know if it has to be all or none. I think that if you partner with a few people that are on terms and it makes sense, then financially, then that's good. I think it's okay. I don't think it has to be, we never do terms, it's always pay us up front, or we always do terms. I think maybe there's something in there.
Yeah, there's a happy medium. As long as you trust the person, then it's fine with me. Like, I'll usually float if it's like a school or a big organization, because like they're not going anywhere. Like, I mean, you were saying the actual city screwed him because they wouldn't pay him, but that sucks. But usually a bigger company pays their bills for the most part. But so anyway, back to your story. You purchased from equipment from this guy you worked at before. Like, did you know how to do the rest of the business, or were you just strictly production and you were going to figure the rest out?
No, so I was production manager, and I did some simple like ArtCep shit. What's up, Casey's Page Mill? Dude, that banana stuff's so gross. So remember that? I mean, I know Andy fondly remembers that stuff. It just was so
and they were out of Colorado,
Denver.
Right? Okay, yeah.
They were just up by the t-shirt warehouse too. So it was all right there. It was cool. But yeah, I first learned doing stuff like that, and ultimately in school, when I was in college, I had a class in how to run an automotive shop. So all of my business of a screen print shop is just regurgitated how to run an automotive shop.
It's all super similar. Like, we deal a lot with.
It's all service work.
Yeah, like we deal a lot with like construction crews and like carpenters and all this other stuff. And in reality, we're all like doing a craft, and we're just trying to run business in the background. And it's funny like how similar all those things are. It's just they're making houses and we're printing shirts.
Yep, they're very much similar.
So you just kind of hit the ground running then? Like, did you have anybody coming with you, or were you hiring people, or what was happening?
No, it was me, myself, and I. gathered all the shit, put it in 2.5 car garage. I was having to reclaim in my basement and haul it upstairs, like just this whole disaster of things. But I had at that point I was by 24 years old. I had a couple $100 to my name. I had a buddy who worked at Best Buy, and he got me QuickBooks for employee price. So, basically next to nothing. And I had a couple clients and just kind of worked and printed shit and did more and started just kind of doing the thing, the standard sort of trajectory that every dumbass
it grows into whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody decides that, I don't think not one of us says, I want to own a t-shirt business. It was more of I don't want to work for myself, and or I don't want to work for anybody else, and what is the vehicle to do so?
Right.
At least for me, that's what that was. Like, I love t-shirt printing. I hate the business of this. Garment decorating is gross and disgusting, but whatever. I like it as a vehicle to not have to do anything under anybody. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
But it means I have to work like 9 million hours a week. But
did you have a focus back then? Because I know you do like poster printing and apparel printing. And
no, I print. If that was the thing about the guy that I worked for, is I learned a lot on his dime, because he'd sell anything. So I learned how to print on cassette tapes. I learned how to print on CDs. I learned standard one color, like vinyl printing. With that nasty chemical stuff, classes all transfer printing. I learned that number press printing, basically everything. So I've printed belts, I've printed tennis shoes, I've printed.
That's awesome.
All kinds of shit. All kinds of shit. I mean,
there's so much stuff that you could print on.
Well, there's so many things in the world that are screen printed. I mean, the gauge face in your car. Well, in 90s cars, the gauge face in 90s cars. They're screen printed.
Right.
The graphic screen printed.
You say no now, or are you always a yes man? Like, you still print anything? Or
no, if I say yes, if I can make money, and with that auto shop mentality, it's all, for me, it's billable hours, right? If it's going to take 2 hours, well, it costs 2 hours to do it. Right. And then I can divide that. I can divide that up into however many pieces and give you a price, right? But when it's specialty stuff like that, it's not like saying standard garment printing, or, I do posters, but not a ton of them. I really enjoy doing them, but I do them all by hand, and I don't want to do them all the time. I've got a buddy in town who does them. He's a phenomenal poster printer, and I'd much rather just have him do them.
It's funny that you say that too, because I had another conversation with 2 different people recently in DMs about pricing on things, and they were trying to take on a job that they didn't really know if they could do or whatever, and it's just them, like in their basement or their garage or whatever, and it's kind of like, I'm like, all right, well, this is what I would charge, and you're going through all the nuts and bolts of like, this is a quote and all this other stuff, and then when it came down to it, I was like, you know what, like, I hate to say this because you don't want that race to the bottom thing, but it's like, what are you just comfortable making? Like, you're doing this yourself. You're doing it on nights and weekends. You're whatever. It's like, in reality, like, they want to do this hoodie job or this, whatever it is, and you want to do it in transfers instead. Like, how long? Do the math. Like, okay, I have to press this for 15 seconds between loading, unloading, all this other stuff. It's going to take me another 10, 15 seconds. So figure it's going to be 30 seconds per side. Figure out that in time. Be like, okay, this is going to take me a 40-hour work week to do this job.
Right.
What do you want to make in those 40 hours? You know what I mean? Like, just not randomly pick a number, but like crunch your numbers and be like, okay, I can do it for this price, because you don't have overhead, you don't have employees, you don't have whatever. Just make what you want to make. Like, if you're cool with making that money, then do it. But they're like, oh, I don't want to undercut, and I don't want to charge too much. I don't want to whatever. And I'm like, just do what you give them a number that you're happy with, and just see how it goes. Right.
That was how I used to do a lot of things early in those days. And then again, just have to figure out what it costs you an hour. Knowing your numbers, everybody knows, but knowing your numbers is where it's at. That's how, when you two fuckers are going to end up fighting each other in the parking lot. You can say, I told them 3 cents less, you asshole. And then they say, yeah. And then, like that's where everybody can afford the 3 cents less because they know their numbers so much, right? That either they're willing to take that risk or loss, or they legit know that they're still going to profit while giving away potentially thousands of dollars over 3 cents.
I don't even want to fucking take that job now.
I don't either.
I was
salty. Just thinking like, I don't even care. Like, I mean, yeah, it would be nice, but I have other bigger fish. Stuff. My back fucking hurts, like if
funny part about it is we're both talking about the same thing. And she did a very good job of not saying I'm quoting this out to a bunch of people, but like my thinking a couple days ago when we talked about the pricing and like trying to like give her a better price and all this other stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm willing to give her a better price and whatever and work something out. If it's going to be a relationship, like me and you are on the same page and like, you're not price hunting. It's just us in a relationship. That's where I was cool. But now that I find out she's cheating on me with you, I'm like, well, fuck, why am I giving her a better price? Why don't I just say, this is my price, take it or leave it?
That's how those brokers get you, dude. That's how they're driving in super dope cars. And they're paid. They don't give a shit about the print.
Oh yeah, I know all this. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, but what I'm saying is they're paid to solve a problem, and if they can sell it for cheaper, they benefit. So of course they're going to schmooze you and be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? Yeah, we'll do it for because they don't care. They don't care about us."
Yeah, and I think that it's different. I think that so normally we are at capacity, and so it's like, why would you should never discount your work when you are at capacity. Like, why would you, because you're running the presses, everything's spinning from 8 to 5 or 7:30 to 4 these days. Right. And why would you ever accept work at a discount when everything is fine? Well, I guess the perfect storm happened in that we lost this client. Not for anything we did, by the way. They're actually going away, I think. And so altogether, if you know what I mean. Right. And I think, so there's that. And we're saying, oh, we need to fill this void. And then also we unsurged, the last couple of weeks until this week, it half surged again. And so we're sort of like, wait, what's going on here? Is the economy, is everything slowing down a little bit? I talked to, so SNS, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm saying it, said that September was down, like as a company, right? Because we were down in September. For the year, we're only off a couple of percentage points, but our September was down. And like, what is it? Why are we down? Is it a combination of a few things? Yeah. But, you're taking all of these things as a business owner. You're like, I have these expenses. There's 26 people here and they all have, this is their livelihood. They have mortgages and car payments and kids and all that stuff. And so we have to keep the place running. And so are you willing to shave off a few percentage points?
shave a few pubes to get the job.
If you're willing to shave off your pubes,
I would do that. Yeah, let's do it. Done. But you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, you're like, okay, well, the perfect storm happened and we're a little below capacity, and so let's fill that up. And yeah, fuck it. We'll make a deal here because it sounds like you're being genuine. You're coming to us because we're going to build this partnership and we're going to, both, it's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Nobody loses. It's going to be great. Let's go. And you don't care about 50 cents or $1. You're like, give me some good quality and some service and we're going to sell the fuck out of these shirts and everything is good. And now it's like, oh, you're getting multiple quotes. It's just like, well, fuck, everything changes a little bit, especially from a good friend, like, one of my besties, it sucks.
But you can't, but you can't control that. That's because this industry's so small. I mean, like, imagine being in LA, dude. Like, there's so many screen printers. Like, you either have a lot of friends or you have a lot of people that you just don't. Yeah. Like.
I think
that's why this world's weird.
I think I'm just so emotionally attached to the industry that when I hear from a customer that they're already working with a shop that I know, I immediately back off. I'm like, I don't want any part in this because I don't want to. It's more important to me to have that friendship with another printer than it is for me to like take that job.
It's just
like there was a case.
Yeah.
There was a case of that a little while ago where a really good friend of mine's shop basically lost an employee, and that employee came to me of like, "Hey, I would like to work with you," and I was like, "I like you too, like whatever, but I can't." Like
it sounds like it sort of sounds like a bro code. Like if you and I are
like
friends,
I
and
can't
there's that
fuck your
girl,
ex-wife.
yeah, you're like, hey, wait, she's off limits.
Right. Like even though you guys aren't together, like you know, it can't be Eskimo bros.
And being in Denver here, like there's a lot of screen printers. There's a lot of good screen printers in Denver. So like if everybody, I'm a mentality of stick in your lane, and there's no reason to be like, I don't know most of the people in town, but there are great printers in town, both textile and poster.
Dude, there's great printers everywhere. It's
like
just so hard.
Poster printing, one of the old school dudes, Lindsey Coons in town. Like he's a fucking OG legend of printing like awesome rad concert posters, you know.
We just talked, we just spoke last week, recorded an episode. It'll come out this coming Monday with Silk Screen Machine. Yeah. He does a lot of live stuff, you know, but also is local.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about. I've heard about that. That's the guy that has the mobile truck and goes and does some designs. Right, that's cool. It's a cool concept. I mean, it's Denver's a weird city. I mean, some of the people that I print for are people I went to middle school with 9,000 years ago. I mean,
right.
It's weird when you start to have the realization that some of the people you work with, you've known them longer than you were when you met them. So like if I met somebody when you were 11, I'm 40, man. I've known you for fucking 39 or 29 years, dude. Like that's insane to me because that's just how small in a cow town this place still sort of isn't, but used to be.
I think the truth of it is we all like to say it's just a client, it's just a customer, it's whatever. And, you know, we'll take in the jobs that come in or whatever. But I feel like no matter what I do, I forge some kind of personal relationship with all these customers. So that's what I mean. Like
that's where the partnership comes in.
Right. It puts a bitter taste in my mouth when you know that partner, that customer is even remotely looking in another direction. It just kind of makes you be like, well, you know, fuck you two then. Like I don't want to do the extra anything because you're just looking for numbers. Well, my numbers need to be here now. Like I thought we were buds and I would give you some help, but
also depending on how big the organization is, at what direction is the request for the numbers coming? You know, is it literally the person's desire, or you know, when we're talking about those bigger brokers companies that do stuff, you know, is it their desire to earn that little extra commission, or is it literally their boss saying, "Fuck you, try harder"?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's that too,
and sometimes when those personal relationships, it gets real greasy because you know maybe of no fault of your buddy or your partner, right? Yeah, there's somebody above them telling them, "I don't give a shit if it's your friend, figure it out." I mean, that's how gross business is. That's one of the reasons why the garment industry is disgusting, because it's still art, but people are willing to pay pennies for art. I mean, we're not creating it, but without us, y'all be fucked. So.
Yeah. So where are you at in business now though? Like, I mean, you've been doing it forever, but are you happy where you are now, or do you want to grow more? Do you want to get into other things?
I'm happy not every day, you know, the ups and downs, but I'm happy every day because I'm doing it for myself. The dudes that work for me are great dudes. We're all buds. I've known them for years too. And I mean, it's business, but it's only t-shirts, you know, like we can take it serious. I don't want to be the biggest in the world. I'm just okay to be the biggest in my world. Yeah. Right.
On a note of that though, too, just from like looking at your Instagram and stuff, like
I do nothing with it.
I know, but there's things that you do that make me happy in a sense of like, I saw one about doing swatches on your colors to make sure they were right and the Pantones were right. And then you're taking pictures in a loop all the time. So just the fact that you have a loop and that you're looking at stuff makes me know you care about detail and registration and shit like that. And that's something we've been dealing with here over the past couple of weeks, is just because we got this laser now and it's like nerding out on things that I don't know if we need to nerd out on. Like, to a degree, we want it to be like, oh, we're getting perfect dots. We're getting this, we're getting that. And then, okay, registration's here. Or, are we getting 100% registration from Trilock on press, or is every screen going to be an 1/8 of an inch off or 1/16 of an inch off or whatever? And it's like, we've just been nitpicking that.
That's how you do it, though. That's how you refine.
Right. I know, which is awesome. But that's what I'm saying. It makes me happy to look at your stuff and be like, I love when other printers have those concerns. There's too many printers out there just like slap ink in a screen, print it, looks good, it's roughly okay.
Right.
And you call it good.
Especially in punk rock merch, because people don't care. No,
my question is more, how far in the weeds do you go, and are you willing to go? And will you cancel a job if it's not up to your in the weeds nerdy printer standards?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to look good. So that's how I've gotten everywhere I've gotten with myself as a professional printer. I'm super OCD with things. If I can find no faults, 95% of the rest of the people in the world are never going to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the reality.
That's that convergence. Right. That's that convergence of a 3-foot look or 3-inch look.
Right.
Or looking through a loop, right? Like, where between there do you keep it happy? But no, if it's got to go, if it's got to go one more lap around to make it look right.
Thank you for saying that.
Sucks. Yep. That sucks, but fuck it. Right. I had one client who, when I was billing it out, I made the mistake of, instead of just saying this is what it costs, I made the mistake of saying white base, color, highlight white. And they're like, well, no, we've only ever paid for one white. And so I'm like, well, can I see what you were doing? And it looked like absolute hot trash. And basically, well, we're not paying for 2 whites. So I quit doing that and quoting, still charge it as a 4. So basically, ultimately in that job, I charged it as a 3, gave them a 4 because I knew that they weren't going to look like hot fucking trash. Mm-hmm. And I know that I earned their business on that one.
Yeah.
For me, it's earning business, and it's partnership, man. Like, if we don't have to sit down and have a beer together, but if we can, and we can at least understand each other that much, that's a great working relationship. That means that you can efficiently get me what I need, and I can efficiently get you what you need. And that's a good cycle of business. It's a good circle, right? Yeah. We've all had the people that say, hey, I want 40 shirts. Here's my art. Here's my update art. Here's this. 50 emails later, we've got 40 shirt order done, and fuck me. But in the same respect, I can have people that have, thousands of pieces, and they say, hey, here's the art, quote me. Okay, cool. Send me an invoice.
2 emails
fucking
deep.
Done. Yeah. Two emails deep and a couple texts of like, hey, thanks, dude. Appreciate you or something. Right. Like, in and out and good. And so that's like everybody, that's where you find your right clients, and you cherish them and you take care of them.
Yeah. I think you're, giving that highlight white, and you would think like, oh, you're just giving it away for free, or you're not charging them. I think that's goes
the provided
exactly.
Service.
That's the beyond expectations thing that I was talking about. You're just, it's going to make the print better because it won't be as thick or whatever. You're not using a double underbase, what I'm saying, or PFPing the underbase. It's going to make the print better. And it's not that much more cost to you because it's probably not going to make you spend, you're not going to do another lap in most cases. Maybe you would. Even if you had to, though, it's worth it because you're just providing a little more value than they expected. And like you just said, they're with you, it made them happy. You gained their business.
Right. And so I like to fall somewhere between completely grossly negligent and Danny and his machine shop skills, right? Like, talk about hyper-focused, like that dude's hyper-focused, right? I like to try and find a nice medium where we can put out nice work, but we're still efficient. Right?
That's exactly what I was trying to get to, is you get to the point where you have to step back and be like, dude, like, what are we even talking about? Like we just reburned this job, this 12 color job or something, because we didn't like the way that this halftone looked on this, or, you know, the way this laid out or whatever. And then you step back and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this looks totally fine. Customer's never going to know the difference. They're never going to even bat an eye at this, but we're nitpicking it because that's what we do. Like we want it to be better. We know we can make it better. That's the problem. As soon as we know in our minds that we know we can make it better, that's where we're like, fuck, we have to stop it. We have to take it down, do it again.
And that's the age conversation and discussion that people have, and I know you guys have had, where, okay, it's a rerun. Damn, this looks better than it did last time. Like every time you do it, like we just did probably the 4th rerun on a job, and the client was like, holy shit, these look better than last time, right? Like, and we didn't do much. We just tweaked a little bit, like,
right.
You know, but after a few thousand shirts, you better fucking have it figured out. Otherwise, you're going out of business right quick.
I think it's the diminishing returns thing, you know, where you, at a certain point that, you know, you can, once you're so close to perfection, I mean, where do you call it quits, or not quits, but just say, hey, it's good, you know, let's run it, because you're going to get diminishing returns as you get just ever so closer and closer and closer. Yeah. And sometimes that's fun and you have the time or whatever it is, and you're like, hey, let's just make this a little better. And
you never
do that, but
when it's a passion project or a shop shirt, you make the time for it.
Oh yeah. I think the biggest one that keeps recurring is just ink colors. You know what I mean? Like they might in the office pick the ink colors for the job, and then when they go to print it and they put it on and they bring it in, they're like, well, I wish the blue looked a little different here, or the red looked a little different here, or whatever. But then it gets down to usually the staff arguing about what they think it should look like. And then they call me over there like, what do you think? And I look at it. I'm like, look at the screen. I'm like, run it. Looks good. And they go, what the fuck? Like, we were going to change this and do this. And it's like, yeah, I understand. But like, realistically, the contrast is better on this. The customer's going to like this better. We know what it's supposed to look like, roughly. Like the green is supposed to be grass. Like it looks like grass.
And how many fucking dollars are you guys costing me by sitting here and picking hairs?
Going back and forth and
when it doesn't matter. Changing it. Sure. Yeah. Your very, very, very best client. Fuck, man, take all that time. But I guess it all comes down to what's the overall end run, right? Like if it's a fun run, t-shirt, you don't put out sloppy work. But if it's a fun run t-shirt,
they're never reordering.
What's the difference what's the difference in a different shade of a Pantone, or like just a fucking like a Union Lemon Yellow, dude? Like, hey, it's like the cuntest hair off. Nobody's ever gonna know. Ship it, dude. But if it's like a fine art piece, or you're doing spot color steps, like, behooves you to do that one, let's say it's a 109 or something, right? It behooves you to use the right exact color, because it's either branded or that's how the artwork steps are built or whatever, right? Like
we had a first the other day that I've never had in all of our years of screen printing, and it caused like some shop issues as far as like people debating what it was or not, where we had a customer that it was actually a motorcycle club. And they are a very popular motorcycle club. I won't say what it is, but they had red shirts and they had red ink in the print, and it was like black, white, red ink. I can't remember, maybe like a gold or something. And we printed like the job. Gold and yellow. Yeah, like we printed the job, and then the red in the design was straight up bucket red. Like we buy 5 gallons of it. It's red, like the reddest of red.
So use Monarch?
Yeah, Monarch. So it was like, whatever. I can't remember, fucking whatever the red is. Yep. And customer gets them back to their place and complains. They're like, oh, this red is pink. And I'm like, I hate to tell you, but like, it's fucking bucket red. Like they can't get any more red than this red. And they were like, well, it doesn't look like the shirt. Because the shirt was just, I don't remember what it was. Say it was a Jersey's regular t-shirt, red.
Sure.
And they were like, oh, well, this isn't red. This is pink. And these are bikers and they're not going to wear pink. And I'm like, it's not fucking pink. Like I'm telling you right now, it's not pink. But just the contrast of that versus the shirt. And the lady came in too and like looked through our colors. I took her out in the shop. I was like, this is the red we use. She's like, she had to say it too. She was just like, "Oh, the red in this bucket kind of looks like a pinkish red." I'm like, "It's fucking red." Like, I've never had someone be like, "This red isn't red enough." And I'm like, "We can't get more red." Like, I don't understand what you want to do.
How much more black? None more black.
None more black. Exactly. So I instantly thought of Andy in that sense. And I was like, I don't want to argue with this lady. I just want to I told her, I was like, I'm just going to reprint the order. I just want you to go away. And we're going to do more of like a dark red, not like red out of the bucket, like more like a blood red or something.
Sure.
But I was just like, whatever, fuck it, fix it, get it out of here. I don't want to. But my initial thing was like, we talked about this last week, I think, where a little bit where I was just like, oh, I just wanted to tell a customer to like fuck off or whatever. And that was that customer where I'm just like, fuck, let's just fix it. Let's just get it done. But I've never had somebody be like, oh, your red isn't red enough. And
I thought we might have talked about that. Otherwise, I was having deja vu. But yeah, it sounded familiar. I think those situations suck. You know, you do.
Yeah, it sounds unfortunate.
It sounds unfortunate. You do a ton of orders every week, and then one comes along, and you're like, man, I want to quit screen printing. Like, fuck it. You know, like it just. Why do I do this? You know, because we had one last week too, and it was a. I don't even want to tell the story because it's just everybody's going to start crying, you know. So it's just like it's awful. And then you go home, and you know you just have a sandwich and chill and go to bed and then come back and everything's great. But you know at the moment you're just like, why do I bother? You know. Yeah. But most of the orders are great, and people look at their shirts and they're like, this is awesome, thank you. You know those other people, they're like, this looks pink or whatever, and you know people, it's subjective, isn't it? I mean, some people see color differently. And so, but whoever that is, you've got to help them. You got to just make it like, okay, fine. You know, we're going to make this right for you and go to the next job. And also she's going to remember that, hopefully, you know,
my favorite clients are the ones that no matter if it's a small or big job, or one color or multicolor, they open the box and they go, dude, these are fucking sick. Like you can tell that you fill the void. That's the passion in it. So this past weekend, we just did a charity car show. So I like printing car show stuff. You know, most people don't like printing cars. I like printing cars. They're fun to me. And so I donate a bunch of time and some shirts for the thing. The proceeds benefit the Habitat for Humanity in Colorado Springs, which is about an hour south of me. But this year they raised $17,000 and sold 200 and some odd t-shirts. And so being involved in shit like that is really cool to me because, you know, I don't have much. I don't come from much, but if I can spread and share to bring others up, right. Might as well.
But cheers to that.
Well, but there's also no substitute for sheer stupidity and ignorance. And if you're dumb and ignorant, get the fuck out of my way.
End of episode. That's the best way to end it.
Mic drop. Nah, like that's just that's where the world's got a lot of people that kind of forgot how to use their brain, and even in just their own spatial awareness of knowing who they are and what their effect to the world is on people. Like, you know, that's something that I wish more young kids would know a little bit more about, and I don't think they're going to. I think that's us old guys kind of last characteristic. Us as dudes, we're a weird generation because, you know, like I was talking with my family about doing this, and tell my dad, I was like, you know, this is forever, right? And he's like, well, what do you mean? It's just a podcast. And so, well, you know, it's going to be up, right? Like, unless you guys dissolve the whole business, right? There's no reason for you to take it off the internet because it's information for the world, and there's no reason, right? So this will be here forever, right? And for him, you could just tell that was sort of a new concept because, you know, in my father's life, why would it be around forever? You know, he's very he loves music and albums and books and media, so that to him that's what's around forever. You know, not a video of three guys talking about screen printing that in 10 years we're all going to go, fuck man, we were young men when right now we're probably all feeling like old dudes.
Exactly. Well,
I was talking to Christina, you know, your guys' help yesterday, and telling her, I was like, man, when I turned 40, I felt like I needed to buy a Corvette. She goes, same.
I just think that, time goes by faster than you realize, and you're in the moment. And sometimes you even wish it to go by faster. You're like, man, I can't wait until, then, or I can't wait until next year or whatever it is.
Right.
And that's so wrong to think like that, because even if you're like, hey, it sucks right now and I can't wait till like whatever gets better, that moment is you're alive. Like you're feeling all of that stuff. And it's good stuff. And it's okay for it to not be going smoothly, and just be grateful just to be alive and all that kind of stuff. Because all of a sudden you're older and you're like, holy shit, like I told you, I'm an emo right now. Like I start to tear up over like little things that remind me of, 5 years ago, or sometimes even last summer. Cause like, man, back then I could do this or that. And now I can't even, that's completely out of reach, or I don't know if I'll ever even be able to do that again. And so slow it down. And even right now, it's okay. Like, because 10 years from now, it maybe be worse. If I make it that long, it'd be worse than I am right now. Who knows? And so I was like, man, I wish I was back when I was, in 2023, my back fucking was killing me, because this is worse, whatever this is,
Right.
So who knows, man? Like it's crazy. Life is. And,
I couldn't agree with the statement more. That's my life mantra anymore. It's just like, I'm just doing today. Like I'm doing right now. Like I'm not thinking, well, I can't wait for this, or this is going to happen to me later, or this other thing. It's like, there's too much shit out of your control all the time. Like just fucking do right now. Like what's the next task in front of me? Like, why am I worrying about 3 months from now or a year from now or whatever? It's like, just going to do day by day. I'm going to set goals and have plans, but like, I'm not going to like stress over it.
So in the middle of the night, when you can't sleep, what is it that makes you not sleep? For me, it's emails and just shit that I wish I could be doing that I don't have time to do, or shit that I wish I did do. That's why it makes me ask that question, because all of what you were saying really just like, those are things that keep me up. And then next thing you know, it's like an hour later and fuck.
Yeah. I agree with that. I've had a lot of trouble with sleeping lately and all that stuff. And I think a lot of it's just, I don't know. I can't just get to the point where I'm fully relaxed enough to just be like, all right, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to stop thinking about things and I'm just going to go to sleep. I think about them till my body's like fully exhausted and then I fall asleep.
Hyper upset.
It's not good.
Hyper obsessed about it.
Not necessarily. I don't know if that's necessarily it. I just feel like my mind is running like, the best way to describe this is like, if I'm like, okay, I want to do this thing. I want to be healthier. I want to go to bed at 10:30 every night, whatever. It's that you lay down at 10:30, okay, phone off, lights off, roll over. And then you realize like you're thinking about sleeping. You're never going to fall asleep.
Right.
Like I want to roll over and be like, I'm tired, and like fucking pass out. Like, I don't want to lay there and be like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Like a little kid trying to go to bed. You're like, you have to not think about it. Yeah. Right. And it's like, that's my problem now. It's like, I constantly am thinking that. And by the time my body is like, hey, asshole, close your eyes and go to sleep, it's like 2 a.m.
Right.
And then I have to get up at 6:30. And it's like, all this healthy walking and eating isn't doing me any good if I'm getting 4 hours to sleep every night.
You need me to tell you a bedtime
story. When are you doing your walking?
In the morning.
Try it at night before you go to bed, dude.
I do that too.
I say wear yourself out. That might make you more sleepy.
I just need Andy to help me out with my edible choices before I go to sleep. I need something to kick my ass. That can help.
I haven't been doing it lately, but
I like edible choices.
I think that's what I need is a sleep aid. Well, on that note, let's do some over-unders.
Underrated or properly rated. Number 1.
Okay.
We're kicking it off with heating pads.
Oh, love it.
Like underrated. Heating pads, like for your body?
Like old people stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Myself personally, overrated. I do know my wife likes them very much, so I will. For her, I would say properly rated.
I have like an almost full body one. It's like 3/4 of my body, and I lay it on my bed. Like I have my pillows up, and I lay the heating pad down, and it's like my whole lower back, and I crank the fucking heat up like all the way, and it's like roasting me.
I think
but
that's
it
called a
feels
heating.
so good on my lower back.
I think that might be called a heating blanket.
It basically, well, it's a straight up heating pad, but it's probably like, I don't know, 3.5, 4 feet long.
Wow.
I love it.
It's impressive.
Amazing.
I do like them too. I
say
like
they're properly rated for you, I'm sure. With your
properly
back.
rated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't ever used them before my whole life, until recently. And Joanne has one, and I'm like, tried it out, and it was awesome. So I immediately bought one at Target.
Yep.
And it's awesome. So next we have Discord.
Like the record? Like Discord Records?
Discord, I think it's properly rated, and I wish I was on there more. I keep reminding myself to get on there and be more active, but the Shirt Show Discord is pretty awesome. I just wish I had more time to spend on it.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
It's basically like an old school chat room, but gamers use it and people use it to get on there and discuss stuff. So we have a Shirt Show Discord where you basically download the app or do it on the computer, and it's just all these shops talking stuff to each other.
Okay.
But it's all channels, like, oh, I'm into embroidery, or I'm into screen printing, or I'm into whatever.
Gotcha. Sure.
And you can go into that channel and just talk about with it in like a forum, basically, with people. So it's on our Instagram, but
I hate emails. So me having to type things to people for fun sounds terrible.
Well, we'll go with overrated for you then.
No, we can just say properly rated so that more people will join the Shirt Show Discord.
Okay.
And maybe I will too, and you guys can teach me how to do it someday.
Okay. Yeah, it's not so bad. Like it's
teach an old guy how to be hip.
Yeah, you don't even have to type correctly. You can just, it doesn't have to be punctuated or capitalized or even spelled right.
Yeah, but for me it has to, because I don't want to read it 9 times over.
Yeah.
Like try and understand what the fuck they're saying.
So I have number 3.
Okay.
Very controversial. We talked about it a lot this episode. Providing terms.
Overrated.
Absolutely overrated.
Overrated. We're all
100%. I'm not a banker.
Next question.
I am not your financier.
Next question is also, I used this 2 mornings ago. It was, our low was like 47. It was like pretty cold for early October. And I'm going with gas fireplaces. I backed my butt right up to it in my back, and it was like a heating pad.
Yeah.
But and you don't have to like start a fire with, kindling or anything. You just, push a button. So gas fireplaces.
I've never had the privilege of owning one or using one in such manner, but I would say they would be properly rated. Old Denver homes used to have wood burning fireplaces, but by city code, they can't do that anymore. So they all have to be a retrofit add-in. So yeah, I probably will never have one of those.
I think they're properly rated. I've done lots of different forms of heating being in the north. My favorite is, like, if I had to just sit at home, and my favorite source of heat is wood. It's just so much labor. But I can say that from switching from wood at the shop to electric has been the best thing ever, because it's so much less work.
What do you mean electric?
And the heat is just on. Like, we have the what are they called there? Like the electric
like HVAC, like a heating
units. Okay. Yeah,
I see.
And like ever since we switched to those, it's been amazing. But the whole shop used to be heated by wood.
You're shitting me.
No, the whole place. It was a massive wood boiler.
Didn't you tell me?
Didn't you tell me Amish merchandise?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. I thought you told me you had to like set an alarm for 2 a.m. to go put wood in the fireplace or something.
I had to put wood on at 9 a.m, at noon, at 5 o'clock, and then I had to come down at midnight every night all winter long to put wood on the fire.
Did you ever use coal?
No, just firewood. And we did like 100 and something face cord a year. So like all summer long was just like getting deliveries of wood and splitting and stacking and keeping it dry and all this other stuff. And for the years and years, we just like tarped it, which was a mess, and
You should
so much
have.
snow on top of it. It was just like a whole nightmare. Like the problem was you would keep this fire going and it'd feel good, whatever. But we ran, it was hot water. So like the boiler would make hot water, and the hot water would run through the building, and then we'd have like fans that would blow the hot air from the hot water. But the problem is if you had like a shitty batch of wood that was a little damp, the fire would go out and like everything. We'd get here in the morning and it'd be freezing in here because fire went out in the middle of the night. And like, there's no problems now. Like we walk in, the fucking heat is what it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to say any form that works and heats up Andy's tushy, I'm going to say it's properly rated.
I'm going with underrated, man. Instant fire. I think there used to be wars over fire, it was a big deal. And so I have instant fire in my house. Pretty impressive. Next, birthdays.
Don't cook on it.
What was your next one?
Birthdays.
Any more overrated?
Yeah, pretty. I don't know. They're fun. I've always been not a Scrooge about birthdays, but my birthday's right when school always started, and I never got in that production manager role thing. I never got to take my birthday off, so I've always just worked my birthday. And when my family asks, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" It's kind of like, I don't know, and it's like pulling teeth. So they usually have to just plan something that I have to show up to.
I like it for the kids. Like it's fun to get your kids stuff or take them somewhere or do something. But I feel like when you're an adult, it's like nobody cares. Like they feel more obligated to do something for you than they actually want to do something for you.
You're not special. Nobody cares it's your birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, but they generally do, but like the world isn't throwing you a Ferris Bueller parade because it's your fucking birthday. For a kid though, but for children, absolutely. Like kids' birthdays are the best because it's magic and excitement. No, those are awesome because they're screaming and they're not your kids if you send them full of sugar and it's your kid's birthday party.
I refuse.
It's your parents' problem. Drink all those Cokes.
Next.
Okay,
Number
question.
6. Next is I put QBO, so QuickBooks Online. I know you don't have it, Dylan, do you? I don't know what you use.
Basically, it's FreshBooks. It's the same thing.
I use QuickBooks Desktop. I don't like cloud-based. Yeah, I don't like cloud-based shit like that.
Wow. So they
especially
he
when
it's
it's
on
my
his
money.
Windows. He has it on his Windows 95.
I'm saying
No, it's on a iMac, on a MacBook Pro. No, I that's one of the things where the era we're in, and we all know about the one company that had that little problem where everybody's invoices and client list and everything ended up in the world. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't fuck with that shit. Keep it on my own computer.
I agree with you to a good degree. Yeah. I just like the ability of the cloud to be able to pull it up on my laptop or on my phone or whatever.
Anywhere you are,
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I like to have it on one dedicated laptop so that it's basically just a bookkeeping laptop. It does nothing. It does nothing but administration shit like that.
Yeah.
So how does your
there's an art computer.
How does your accountant get into the back end?
I am the accountant. I send profit and loss statements to my tax person at the end of the year.
Okay. Interesting. So you don't have anyone.
I do all of it.
Wow.
I just found out I have to get a new accountant, but it's like everything in like 2 weeks.
But it's really, I mean, when you think about it, it's simple bookkeeping. I mean, we're talking about a service of a screen print, right? And then we're talking about a sale of a garment. And then we're talking about maybe 10 categories of purchase items. You've got shop consumables, you've got office, you've got equipment. I mean, it's not like you're selling cigarettes and sodas and all the shit that has the other weird taxes and you're renting equipment. And we've all seen our sales tax forms for whatever our jurisdiction is. All that extra shit that makes ours really easy sales taxes. We don't have to do that. I don't know about you guys, but we don't keep a lot of inventory, maybe a couple $1,000s of shit, 500 or 1,000 pieces of something, right? Just for whatever, right? Last minute, somebody.
For me, it's more just delegating things that I know I'm not good at. And I know I'm not good at numbers and money and all this other stuff. So I pay somebody to do it for me.
I love looking at the money every single day, whether it's good, bad,
we
or
can still
indifferent.
do that.
Out. Yeah.
So, like I can pull reports easily, but I have an accountant, of course, and always have, because I spend money on them, but they save me as much or more. And it's just something I don't have to mess with. Next.
Yes.
Air fryers.
Dude.
Just got one.
My buddy Scott gave us one because he couldn't figure out how to use it. So we have it at the shop, and it slays chicken nuggets.
Dude, exactly. I was going to say, my daughter loves Dino Nuggies.
Yeah.
And they make the crispiest Dino Nuggies in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's awesome for leftover pizza. It's awesome for a couple days old leftover pizza. It really rejuvenates it. I would say properly rated.
I've only done like chicken nuggets in it so far, mostly for my kids. Yeah. But like I have a bunch of things I want to try in it. Like I really like Brussels sprouts. And I saw a thing where you can like sous vide Brussels sprouts to get them all like cooked and soft and everything you want, and then air fry them for X amount of time. Sure. So I'm like excited to try that. But like I just got one like a week ago, so I'm trying it out. What
about, it's not, I mean, they like to call them cauliflower wings, but it's just fucking chunks of cauliflower with hot sauce dumped on it.
Mm-hmm. Probably perfect.
I think they would be too. I like those in the oven, but I mean, that's at my house. And we here at the shop, we just do the microwave and the air fryer.
I think anything you want crispy, it's perfect for.
Yeah. Or burnt. It's real good at burning shit. Ours is.
We don't have one. I've never used one, but I've heard, you always hear everybody raving about them. So maybe it's time.
What about an Instapot?
Like a crock pot?
No, an Instapot. It's like a pressure cooker thing, but it's Instapot. So like you can cook. So like let's say you were going to make a stew.
Aren't they good for like rice and stuff?
Yeah, they're good for rice, but like what we use it for is either like a pork chop or like some sort of a meat, and so you can essentially you can burn it inside of it. You know, you saute it or whatever in the bottom, and then if you're going to make a stew, right, then you just put the soup in it and shit, and it's like a pressure cooker, but not a full blown pressure cooker. They're pretty efficient. It's sort of in the lines of like a crock pot, but you don't leave it all day. But like you can cook it and then let it sit, and it continues to cook. Instapot.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, dude. No, that's it. That's the last.
That's it. That was the last one.
That was the last one. Yeah, man.
All right.
Did you? I think I saw Dylan at the product showcase thing. Was that you? Maybe. Did you go to that?
Yeah, in Chicago.
At Chicago. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I don't know if you saw the guy that had the only person that brought a toddler in a stroller.
No, was that you?
That was me.
Good man.
My mother has health issues, and so does my wife's mother, and so we don't really have a infrastructure. So I hauled the whole family to Chicago.
That's awesome.
It was awesome, dude. We had a good ass time.
Yeah, I leave for Print United next week, so that'll be hopefully a fun trip.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that, but I just don't have the time. And then I found out that the Sunday after George Strait's playing, so it's like, well, shit.
Yeah,
I like some. I'm a punk rock dude, but I like me some George Strait.
I don't normally think I would be going, but because it's in Atlanta, I kind of want to go because I used to live there for a little while. Yeah. So I kind of want to go and like just see some old places that I miss. But I don't know.
Do they still have that concert venue? Well, when you were there, did they have that concert venue that had that crazy ass haunted house off the back of it? So like downtown Atlanta had this concert venue, had 3 different levels, so that you could have 3 different concerts in one big room at once.
Yeah, I can't.
And then they closed it, but they used to have.
The name of it's slipping my mind right now, but yeah, I think I saw the Chariot there.
And they had some gnarly haunted house behind it. It was just like insane. I remember going there once, on a tour trip, and it was like, fuck, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's a place that like a lot of punk bands would play called Swayze's that was like right near where my loft was. And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of want to go back there for nostalgia for a couple things, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have no plans.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for talking shop with us. And I love when we talk about feelings too. So this is one of my favorites, is when we get to talk about, life stuff.
Let's talk about feelings. Thank you.
No, we did like all that other stuff, besides just, every day,
Sure.
like, this equipment or this process,
This was a good therapy session.
Yeah,
Are you a little less sad?
I am. I feel better.
I'm good now.
Are you going to turn the Thursday off for the day?
What's that?
Nope.
That's that emo band, the Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or are you going to turn the dashboard confessional off for the day?
yeah, it's all off. We're listening to happy stuff, whatever that is.
Thursday's
You're
playing
smiling now. I know they are. That's crazy. I never really loved them, but that's crazy that they are. And are you a little less angry now, Dylan?
I am. You perked up my day.
Hey,
There you go.
not too bad. I don't usually do that.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. This was
Appreciate
awesome.
you guys too.
And
This was fun.
we'll see you in the next one.
Hell yeah, have fun. We'll catch you later. I'm going to Long Beach, so maybe see you there.
Hell yeah. We'll see you then, man.
Bye.